You're just not a good fit. Good fit. Hey, Chris Zeiger with Media Options. Help companies to acquire the raw version of their brand, broker some of the best that means the planet. Check it out over at MediaOptions.com. Check out ChrisZeiger.com. I do a daily podcast over there. DNX.com. Check that out. Check out my YouTube channel. And the story today is this. You're just not a good fit. I just don't think it's going to work. So I was reaching out on a domain name. It was like kind of a marketing campaign domain name priced in the $25,000 range. Okay, it's priced to sell. I think this domain could have gone for much higher, but the owner's like, hey, listen, I want to sell it, so reach out and let's see what we can do. Now, normally I don't broker domain names this low in value because by the time I broker it and I put the work and effort into it, it's like I'm making a minimum wage, okay, or below minimum wage, so it's just not worth it. But this one, I was like, okay, I had some goodwill involved with this owner that I wanted to do it. So anyways, I reached out to several companies, actually quite a few companies, and we had one company came back and asked what the price was. And she said, after giving the price, $25,000, she said, well, hey, if it comes down anymore, if it comes down maybe, I'll think about it, right? I mean, come back to us, right? We just don't want to spend that much right now. Now, my response was this, hey, like, if you can't justify the return on investment for $25,000, with the size of company you are, like $10,000 doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, when you think about someone buying an asset, they're buying it because they're thinking of a multiple of return on investment, okay? A multiple of conversion. And so, I mean, there's thought behind it. Now, in this instance, I mean, this would make a phenomenal marketing campaign domain name. I would recommend using this domain name. Let's say it's a downloadable book. Let's say it's an information site. And let's say it's just maybe it's even a site, it's an information site, and that can go in a lot of different ways. Okay, so it's not gonna take over their main brand, but it's gonna give them options to scale and to grow. Now, what I do know is that most companies, I should say, almost every major company, listen, like they're no longer like a single establishment. It's no longer just one property. They have multiple properties, and the reason is that they want to dominate search, right? You want to dominate. You want to have as many tentacles out there to bring as much back. Also, from a conversion standpoint, a lot of times companies get so big that to say, "Hey, go to our main site," it's just too confusing. It's like it's not effortless. It's not an easy path for consumers. Okay, for your clients, consumers, how you make money. Okay, how you convert. It's just not easy. There's just too much out there. There's too much confusion. And so, what marketers will do, they'll use a marketing campaign domain name. Marketer I follow is Russell Brunson. I mean, he's got marketingsecrets.com, trafficsecrets.com. ClickFunnels.com, right? I mean, so he's got all these different marketing campaign domain names. A guy like Frank Kern does it. I mean, so on and on and on and on. I mean, some of the best companies have the best domain names, and they utilize this in a very strategic way. And so in this case, I was like, it's just not a good fit. Like, if you can't justify it there, like even if I came back to you at, let's say, a lower rate, it's just not a good fit because you're not looking at it the right way. I mean, in essence, you're looking at this as an expense, maybe equivalent to like putting ads on one of the major platforms, and you're not looking at it to what it can truly do. I mean, this is about leadership. It's about showing the market that you're the leader in your space. Because this I don't want to say the domain name because it's just I just don't want to do it. But this domain, okay, my thesis once again is your domain name equals your brand equity. And in this case, this domain name would communicate leadership. Yeah. Communicate that, hey, we're the leader in this industry. You're able to leverage the thought and leverage the momentum that was out there behind this and obviously give you your ability to scale. But here's the thing. It's like, if you built it out, what's one conversion? Like, it pays itself off in one conversion. And so it's like this, in my response back, I mean, a lot of times what I do is I try to put it in a proper frame. Like, how should the buyer look at this? In this case, it's like, what do you pay your junior salesperson? Okay, I guarantee you're paying them more than $25,000 a year. Okay, probably more like $100,000 a year. Now, would this domain name produce as much value as one salesperson? Well, of course it would. It's global. Like, it's communicating. It's effortless. In fact, the ability for your salespeople to go in and say, well, hey, by the way, we own this, but we also own this property over here. Check it out, right? Just announcing that sometimes just provides leadership. Okay, it pre-frames the game. Even if they don't even go to it, this is just the art of pre-framing, to show that, hey, when you're in with someone, right off the bat, they see you as an expert. Okay, they see your company as a leader, and that predisposes them to convert. Okay, would it produce much value? Like, what is one conversion? Would it produce much value as one sales, like junior sales? Like junior, okay, junior salesperson, or one, I mean, you pick anyone within the company, would it produce much value? Now, the problem is is that you got to have the mentality and you have to have this vision to scale. You got to this vision, this marketing vision. If you don't have that, then it doesn't make sense. And that's one thing I've realized after I've like over 170,000 contact points now, is that, I mean, the reality is if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. You don't. I've talked to some of the best marketers in the world. I've talked to some of the worst marketers in the world, okay? I had one today that was like, why are you sending me this? And I'm like, okay, like, conversation's over. I just can't help you. Like, there's no point in even moving forward. But in this case, I mean, I felt a response was due. I felt kind of coming back and showing this person, this individual, this chief marketing officer, that, hey, you might want to look at this in a little different way. I think this is, I don't think you're looking at this more as an expense and kind of what you want to pay, and maybe, if you could put cheese on my tacos today, I'll take it, right? Just kind of like an extra bonus, but it's not. It's strategy, okay? It's strategy, and it's the ability to scale, and having options when you need to scale is priceless. It's priceless, because domains like this are working assets. I mean, and as we sell them, I look back on the big domains that I've sold, and it's like, wow, I can't believe that's off the market. Like, that'll never be around again. It's locked up, and it just will never. It'll never be available for another company. So depending upon you use it, you got to figure that out. There's brand, there's a sub-brand, there's a marketing campaign, there's defensive nature, the 4 main strategies for your domain name and your digital strategy. You got to figure that out, but have a vision, okay? Okay, I'm going to end it there. Going over to chriszeiker.com/survey. Take my survey. It's 5 questions. It's going to lead you to 3 different strategies that I go into in depth. It's free. Like, you don't even have to put your email in, okay? Just my thoughts and strategies, talking to a lot of companies, dealing in domain names, selling a lot of domain names, what I would do. Check out my podcast over there, chriszeiker.com. Go to mediaoptions.com. Check out our all the great domains we're brokering. Go to dnx.com, application only, okay? Application only for, check out the great domains we have there. And if you got any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to help you. Check out my videos on domain value also, because that is, I'm going to do a video next week specifically on domain value again, because I think that's truly the missing link here, okay? For buyers understanding the value that truly is for the brand, and for sellers understanding their value, not overpricing, getting a deal across the finish line. That's it. Share this puppy up. You just got done listening to another episode of .com Strategies. Check us out online at chriszeiker.com and at mediaoptions.com.